Bro, they think they have you completely figured out, don't they? They sit back, looking at you with that smug, arrogant little smile, genuinely believing that they have mapped out every single corner of your mind. They think they know what makes you tick, what makes you angry, what makes you sad, and exactly what buttons to push to get the reaction they want. They have built this entire psychological profile of you in their heads. A little box they placed you in so they can feel comfortable and safe. But here is the most dangerous, terrifying secret they don't know yet. The version of you they are analyzing, that person died a long time ago. They are literally studying a ghost. And the moment they think they know your next move, the moment they get comfortable thinking they have you trapped on their little chessboard, you have already won, because you are no longer playing their game. You have walked out of the arena entirely, and they are about to spend the rest of their lives playing against a shadow. Today, we are going deep into the dark psychology of unpredictability. We are going to unpack exactly why being an open book is the most dangerous thing you can do in a world full of people who only want to tear out your pages. We are going to talk about the absolute devastating power of withholding information, keeping your mouth completely shut, and moving in such profound silence that your success literally feels like a paranormal event to the people. Let's break down the psychology of why people are so obsessed with figuring you out. Human beings are fundamentally terrified of the unknown. To a toxic, manipulative person, the unknown represents a complete loss of control. If they cannot predict how you are going to react, they cannot manipulate the outcome of the situation to benefit themselves. So, from the very first day they met you, they started gathering data. They tested your boundaries. They threw a little bit of disrespect your way, just a tiny microaggression, to see if you would swallow it or fight back. They fed you a small lie to see if you were naive enough to believe it. They mapped out your insecurities, your dreams, your fears, and your attachments. They essentially wrote a user manual on how to operate your emotions. For a long time, you let them read it. You were open. You were authentic. You thought that by being transparent, by showing them your true colors and communicating your feelings, you were building a foundation of trust. You thought you were showing them your heart, but to a dark manipulator, you were just handing them the exact blueprint on how to destroy you. They learned your patterns. They learned that if they ignore you for 3 days, you will be the one to double. Text and apologize even when you did nothing wrong. They learned that if they threaten to leave, your abandonment issues will kick in and you will start begging them to stay. They treated your mind like a cheap arcade game, putting in a coin, pulling the same old levers, and getting the exact same predictable reaction out of you every single time. But then, the evolution happened. You hit a breaking point. You went through a season of absolute isolation, a period of darkness where you were forced to sit alone with your own thoughts, your own trauma, and your own mistakes. And in that heavy, brutal silence, you completely upgraded your mental software. You stopped looking at the world through the blurry, emotional lens they forced on you. You started operating at a completely different frequency. To put it simply, bro, while they are still stuck playing a low-resolution, laggy game from 10 years ago, you upgraded your mind to see the entire board in ultra realistic 4K clarity. You are operating at a refresh rate they can't even comprehend. You see every micro-expression, every hidden agenda, every subtle manipulation tactic before the words even leave their mouth. And with this new, hyper-aware vision, you made the ultimate strategic decision. You decided to go dark. You initiated the Ghost Protocol. You realized that your unpredictability is your ultimate shield, your sword, and your fortress. So, how do you completely shatter their illusion of control? You start by systematically cutting off their emotional supply. You stop giving them data. You become an absolute, impenetrable vault. The next time they throw that familiar disrespect your way, the disrespect that usually triggers a massive argument, you do absolutely nothing. You don't flinch. You don't scowl. You don't try to come up with a witty comeback. You just give them a dead, blank, unbothered stare. You look right through them as if they are a transparent piece of glass. Bro, you have no idea the level of sheer panic that goes off in a manipulator's brain when their favorite button suddenly stops working. They press the anger button, nothing. They press the jealousy button, nothing. They press the guilt button, absolutely nothing. It is the psychological equivalent of pulling the emergency brake on the highway. Their entire reality screeches to a violent halt. They don't know what to do because this scenario wasn't in the manual they wrote about you. They expected you to zig, and you didn't just zag, you levitated completely off the board. When you keep them guessing your next move, you force them into a constant state of exhausting paranoia. They start overthinking everything. Because they no longer have accurate data on your mindset, they have to start guessing. And a toxic person's mind is a very dark, scary place to be left alone in. They will start projecting their own fears onto your silence. If you aren't fighting with them, they wonder who you are talking to. If you aren't begging for their attention, they wonder who is giving it to you. Your silence becomes a massive blank canvas, and their own insecurities paint the most terrifying pictures on it. This is where the true art of misdirection comes into play. A master of dark psychology knows that the best way to hide your true intentions is to let people believe they have already figured you out. You let them think they are winning. You let them think their little traps are working. All while you are secretly dismantling the entire building around them. You let them believe they are the smartest person in the room, because a person who is drunk on their own ego is incredibly sloppy. They make mistakes. They reveal their cards because they think you are too blind to see them. You stop telling people about your plans. This is a crucial, non-negotiable step in your level up. Stop telling them you are going to the gym. Stop telling them you are starting a new business. Stop telling them about your financial goals, your investments, or the new people you are networking with. People cannot ruin what they do not know exists. When you announce your moves, you are inviting their low, vibrational energy, their jealousy, and their hidden sabotage into your sacred space. You are giving them a target to shoot at. But when you move in absolute stealth, you become a sniper in the dark. They don't even know they are in a battle until the war is already over, and you are standing victorious over the ashes of their expectations. Think about it like this. If they know you are building something, they can try to break it. If they know you are healing, they can try to reopen the wound. But if they look at you and see absolutely nothing but a calm, stoic, unreadable surface, they have nowhere to strike. They become completely paralyzed by their own lack of information. And inevitably, they will try to break your silence. They will get incredibly desperate. They will launch the smear campaigns. They will go to mutual friends and fabricate the most insane, dramatic stories about you, painting you as cold, arrogant, and heartless. They are doing this for one reason, and one reason only. They are throwing a rock into the dark cave, hoping to hear an echo. They want you to get mad. They want you to break your stoic frame, march up to them, and defend yourself. Because the moment you open your mouth to defend yourself against their lies, you are handing them fresh data. You are showing them exactly what bothers you. You are validating their existence. Do not take the bait. Let them talk. Let them spread the rumors. Let them build an entire kingdom of lies based on outdated information. You just sit back and watch them embarrass themselves. Because people who vibrate at a high frequency, The people you actually want in your life can always spot a liar. They can smell the desperation. The people who matter will look at your calm, massive success, and then look at the frantic, obsessive gossiping of your haters, and they will immediately know who the real villain is. You don't have to defend your character. Your character will defend itself while they are wasting their time, energy, and breath trying to decode a version of you that doesn't exist anymore. You are completely focused on the future. You are taking all of that conserved emotional energy and channeling it into the most aggressive, relentless self-improvement journey of your life. You are waking up in the dark, lifting heavy, reading deep, and building your financial empire. You are creating a life of absolute, undeniable luxury and peace. And you are doing it all without making a single sound. You see, the ultimate revenge is not giving them a taste of their own medicine. The ultimate revenge is leaving the pharmacy altogether. It is becoming so incredibly rare, so highly valued, and so completely out of their league that they realize they fumbled the biggest blessing of their entire lives. And the sickest, most satisfying part is that they won't even see it coming, because you kept them guessing. They didn't see the transformation happening. They didn't see the late nights, the early mornings, the discipline, and the focus. They just wake up one day, check your page from a fake account, and see a titan. They see someone they don't even recognize. They see someone who has bypassed their level of existence entirely. They will stare at their screens, absolutely mind-blown, trying to calculate how you got from point A to point Z without them even noticing point B, that realization right there. That undeniable visual proof that you built a masterpiece in the dark while they were playing in the mud. That is the kill shot. That is the moment their ego completely shatters. They will spend the rest of their miserable, predictable lives wondering how you did it. They will obsess over you. You will become the ghost that haunts their standard of living forever. They will constantly compare every new person they meet to the shadow you left behind, and nobody will ever measure up. But you won't care. You won't even be looking in their direction, because you have realized that your peace of mind, your empire, and your destiny are worth infinitely more than proving a point to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You have mastered the art of being water, formless, adaptable, unstoppable, and completely ungraspable by those who try to hold you down. So, let them guess. Let them assume. Let them build their little theories and their fake profiles. Keep your circle brutally small. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your vision completely tunnel, focused on your goals. Never announce your next move. Just let the results make all the noise. By the time they think they have figured out your strategy, make sure you are already playing a completely different game on a board they don't even have access to. Stay completely unpredictable.